casual blog that's not scripted or formatted. I just wanted to talk a little bit about mental stability, mental mindset, which is, in my opinion, our thought process as we move along in this process of building business. Some of the challenges when it comes to what we think, the thoughts that pop into our head, the anxiety that we might feel, the fear that may come over us, and kind of like just along that tone. It's more so in our minds and how we feel. So mentally and physically, some of those emotions and challenges that I know I have faced in this process from, let's just say, right at 2018 when I registered this business that I have. Let's start there because that's the most recent, and it's the most recent, and it's the most freshest, and I've been on that very specific journey for quite some time, since 2018. So some of the challenges that I faced is definitely a fatigue that comes over me, and it's in many different forms, because maybe you have experienced this before, maybe you have overcome it, and you can provide some insight as to how did you get through some of these challenges. Say being indecisive, me spending a lot of time thinking about a topic, being indecisive about something simple as a virtual address or a business address, pondering back and forth. And when I say there's a difference between thinking through a problem, for a week, and then putting a problem over here on the side and not looking at it again for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. There's something with that. There's that is a problem to me, and I knew this was a problem back then. I knew that my indecisiveness was a problem. Researching the research and the research over and over again, and pros and cons. I feel like there's a time and place for that. I feel like, yes, you will have times when you've got to research and think about some things. My issue was that it took me way too long to do it. One of the things just sat for months for me to make a decision and then move forward. So I want you to think about wherever you are in your journey, has this happened to you? Because I now know right now what I'm doing forward is I'm giving myself a date that, hey, I have to make a decision. I'm gonna look at 2 to 3 resources, and I'm going to put a date down in which I need to make a decision, and it needs to be quick. It needs to be under a week turnaround. It doesn't take that long, and it shouldn't take that long. And if it's something that I'm taking that long to ponder, I need help. I need assistance. I need, a coach. I need a mentor. I need to be able to reach out to someone and say, hey, I'm stumped. So maybe this is something that you're encountering or you've been through. Maybe you understand and can provide some feedback. That would be fantastic. So we have the indecisiveness is one. Procrastination of knowing that there's something that needs to be done and you're just not doing it because it's not fun. Like for me, it was creating my one-page website, which I've tried to create websites in the past, and this is definitely not my area of expertise. I'm not very good with certain things, or at least it's not to my liking. Now, I now know that I need to hire people for things like this. I need to stop trying to do it and do it free or do it cheap, because I know I'm not gonna like it. I've tried to build websites so many times, the free websites, the GoDaddies, the Wix. I don't like any of it. It's not I don't like it. The website I have now, I don't like it. So I know that I'm not gonna like it. So I know that I need to, again, put a date on it and just move on. I know I need to hire someone, and it can be done in a couple of days versus me sitting here for months and years not having a website that I want to share with the world. That makes no sense. The procrastination, and this could also be coined or termed perfection. People may use that word as perfection if you just don't like something for aesthetic reasons or whatever it is, you just don't like it. To me, it's another form of procrastination. It's another form of hesitation. All of these different things that come in different forms all prevent us from moving forward in our business. Fear of making the wrong decision, fear of spending thousands of dollars on something that doesn't work and it won't work, fear of losing, fear of just failing. There's even fear of winning. And there was a time in the business that I had a fear that I was gonna get a contract and I wouldn't be able to fulfill it. You know, looking back, now I know that's crazy. Well, what I should say is it's not crazy to have the feeling. It's not crazy to have the feeling of the fear that someone's gonna give you something and you're not going to be able to do it. The problem is it's preventing you from moving forward. That not being able to work through that feeling and know what it looks like is the problem. Again, I go back to having a mentor, having a coach, being around a group of entrepreneurs that say, no, get the job, get the contract. If something happens, I have someone you can maybe pass that contract over to. Maybe I can help you with a few of these business transactions until you get to where you're going. Here, I'm here to help you. Hey, if something happens and you can't do it, we'll split the profit. We'll split it. We'll split the cost. Or, hey, my rate is $100. I can help you with this. I've got to be able to identify when these feelings, and these thoughts pop into my head, and I have to quickly be able to recover from them. So it's not unnatural for us to have the feelings of fear, anxiety, fatigue, procrastination, hesitation, doubt. Those are very natural feelings that's going to go along with you putting yourself out there and putting yourself to the test, doing something that you've either done before, you've tried it, or something completely brand new. The challenge is being able to work through it, being able to identify when that's what it is, it's fear or doubt, and being able to know who is in your circle that can assist with working through those challenges. Just being tired. In this journey, especially if you're like me, you have a full-time job, you have children, you have a family, you have yourself to take care of before all of this extra stuff that you're doing for free kicks in, and sometimes you're just mentally drained. At least I am. I'm mentally drained. I'm worn out. I'm physically drained. I don't even want to look at anything that has to do with business or credit cards. I don't even want to sit at my desk. Like, serious. I know that this is a struggle that we all face from time to time, Many people, either you're experiencing it now, you have in the past. What are some things that you've done to overcome that and pop out? Having high blood pressure. I was just diagnosed with having high blood pressure, and I started taking medication for the first time in December, and it took about a good month and a half to 2 months before we found the right medication to level things out. But there was an extreme fatigue that went along with that I didn't realize, that I didn't understand until I was on the medication, and I now have a constant blood pressure level for days and weeks now. I didn't realize that fatigue that I was feeling may have had something to do with the blood pressure. I didn't know. And you may be experiencing this. If you are, definitely see your primary care provider and get your physical done and get your blood work checked. There's normal fatigue, and then there's fatigue that just comes and goes out of nowhere. And high blood pressure can be left undiagnosed and it can be under the radar. It can be something that no one really realizes. You go to the doctor and they check your blood pressure. Now, it's a little high, but you have to check your blood pressure every single day, every week, especially if you're experiencing fatigue. I did buy a monitor years ago, and I was checking it, and yeah, it may be fine for weeks, and then you kind of put it to the side, but then something happens and it's high again. So that is something that I'm working through now. But I had that fatigue come over me twice this year, and it's April. So of course what happens is this pushes your goals. Whatever the goals is that I had for 2022, it really pushes things, your timeline out and out and out. So now again, you're learning as you're going, and you're identifying these pitfalls in your business and your schedule, your personality, your spirit, your mental. All of this is normal. This doubt is normal. You trying something to see if it works and thinking about it and deciding to move on to something else is a very normal type of process, in my opinion. It's being able to identify it quickly and recover from it. That is where I'm working to get through those. And so hopefully some of these tips and some of the tips and this conversation can help you. And if you have any type of advice or tips, definitely share them here. Share them in the comments. Share them in the private Facebook group. Some tips that you use to bounce back. Okay, I do have various digital groups and digital friends, my e-friends as I call them, my e-groups that are with a wide variety of small business owners, entrepreneurs, investors who talk about motivation and mindset. So being tapped into them on a regular basis at any given time when I'm not feeling my best, I can turn on some positive and inspirational type of music and conversations and languages. What I like to do is kind of reset myself. I like to make sure my house is clean, make sure things are organized. My backyard is my happy place back here. So coming out in the daylight and in the sun and getting in fresh air, breathing deep. Of course, I drink lots of water and things like that. Today we're having a sweet lemonade. But being able to tap into things that make me happy and and re-energize my spirit is critical.